Hi, everyone. For those of you who are single or just recently divorced or currently in a dating relationship, being prepared to date successfully is key to seeking and keeping real love that lasts a lifetime. Most of us go into dating without a game plan and leave it up to fate that we will someday just coincidentally meet the right one, fall in love, and hope that being in love will last forever. And with the high divorce rates nowadays, it's obvious that many of us are somewhat clueless in knowing how to date successfully. Like with any well executed, thought out plan or projects we pursue in life that require preparation, preparation is also a requirement for real love if we are to date successfully. Today, we're going to talk about the two secrets to dating successfully. Secret number one to dating successfully: finding the right partner. Finding the right partner seems impossible for some of us because many of us make this common mistake. When we meet someone new, whether it's online through a dating app or organically through friends and family, we tend to get lost in our emotions with the newness of a relationship. Falling in love is very powerful, almost like a drug, and we get addicted to the high feeling it brings us. We just feel so loved and happy that we oftentimes lose ourselves and our perspective. And quite frankly, most of us were never taught how to date and what to look for and not look for. There are all sorts of training classes on all sorts of professions and careers, but not so much education on life, love, dating, and happiness. I believe many of us grew up with the Cinderella fairy tale and that somehow we just magically find our prince or princess, fall in love, and live happily ever after. But isn't it interesting? Those fairy tales never show us how to date. The two just fall in love instantly, kiss, and live happily ever after. If any of you live long enough and have been in enough relationships, we all know Cinderella isn't the reality of real relationships. The reality of real relationships is that romantic love is not real love. Romantic love is based on chemistry, which is the initial attraction partners feel when they first meet. Real love takes time and is based on a strong friendship and compatibility. A strong friendship is critical as it relates to real love because friendship is the foundation of a relationship. Okay, folks, let me just repeat this again because this is very important. A strong friendship is critical as it relates to real love because friendship is the foundation of a relationship. Choosing the right friend with the right qualities is very important to finding the right partner. Whether you are new to dating or whether you've been dating for a while, it is still worthwhile to review the qualities of a friend. I just want to mention that these qualities also apply not only to our partners, but to ourselves as well. For us to attract the right partner, we also must be the right partner. The friend qualities will be represented in the spelling of the word friend. Okay, letter F for fun. Is your partner fun to be around with? Does your partner have a good sense of humor and make you laugh? Can your partner also laugh at himself or herself and not be too serious all the time? Is your partner able to relax and be flexible? Is your partner easygoing and playful? Having fun together is what makes a relationship enjoyable and one of the key qualities to look for in a partner. Okay? Now, um, and as you all know, we all have different sense of humors. Okay, not everyone shares the same sense of humor. So it's not like there's only one kind of right sense of humor out there. It's um because we're all unique, okay? Uh it just would be so much more enjoyable when you meet someone that actually understands your sense of humor. You both get each other. You both share the same kind of sense of humor. You laugh at the same things. You laugh at the same jokes and you share the same kind of humor. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, R for respectful. Does your partner respect you? Does do you think pos does your partner think positively of you and is proud to be by your side in public? Does your partner treat you with respect and speaks highly of you in public and around family and friends? Does your partner listen and respect your thoughts and opinions? Having respect is when your partner admires and views you as an equal partner. Feeling respected strengthens friendship and makes you feel valued. Being respectful is a must have quality to look for in a partner. Okay. Um, I for inclusive. Does your partner include you in his or her life consistently? Does your partner include you in vacation plans? Are you invited to attend special family events? Are you are you invited to spend time with your partner's friends? Being inclusive is when your partner makes the point to always including you in his life versus excluding you. An inclusive partner will make you feel secure in your relationship when you are a high priority in your partner's life. Okay, so this is a another common question that I hear very often is like a lot of people are confused. They don't know if the partner is interested in them, are they into them, the partner's ignoring them, or they feel that the partner, is not responding to them in a timely manner. Well, a lot of it has to do with whether they're being inclusive. And so that's just a key to watch out for that when you're dating and you're getting to know somebody very well, you need to make sure that they are inclusive. Now, it may take time, it may take a few weeks before they feel comfortable inviting you to meet their friends and family. But certainly within, I would say, a couple months, that should have been done. That should be done. Okay, it shouldn't take forever for them to have you get acquainted with their friends and family, the people that are important to them in their life. Okay. If after several months or a few months down the road, you're still questioning why you haven't met any of the significant people in your partner's life, that's a red flag, folks. Okay. That's a red flag that your partner may not be very serious about your relationship and have no intention of a future with you. Okay. So just be aware that being inclusive is really important. Okay, letter E for encouraging. Is your partner encouraging? Does your partner cheer you up when you're feeling a little sad or having a bad day? Does your partner have the empathy to encourage you to express your feelings and emotions? Is your partner positive and nurturing? Does your partner stand by your side and care about your happiness? They say a close friend is like having a cheerleader who brings out the best in you every day. All of us need a cheerleader sometimes, and it's a great blessing when your encouraging partner is that cheerleader. Being encouraging is especially needed during the most challenging times in life and is a quality to look for in a partner. Okay, N for natural. Does your relationship feel natural and comfortable where you can be yourself all the time? Are you feeling at home and peaceful with your partner? Are you able to feel vulnerable and communicate in an open, transparent, and honest manner? Does your partner understand you? They get you and know where you're coming from, so you don't have to spend most of your time explaining yourself or defending who you are and what you believe. Okay, so let me just say this again. Um, when we say if they get you, okay, when someone gets you, it just means that they know where you're coming from, so you don't have to spend most of your time explaining yourself or defending who you are and what you believe. Okay, they're on the same page as you, they're on the same wavelength, and they understand where you're coming from. That's very important. Bringing Being free to be your authentic self also helps to build trust and intimacy in a relationship. At the core of our beings, we all need to feel validated and appreciated for who we are. Having a partner that you feel natural with is the key quality to look for in a friendship compatibility. Okay, so again, it's feeling natural is being able to be yourself and to be able to be free to be yourself. Okay, and to be accepted for who you are, for your authentic self. Okay, last but not least, D for dependable. In times of need, is your partner there for you? Is your partner someone you can lean on for emotional and physical support? They say it's in times of trouble that you know who your true friends are. On special occasions or milestones in your life, is your partner there to celebrate with you? A partner being dependable is also a quality that goes hand in hand with building trust and intimacy in a relationship. In summary, it's critical, and I can't stress enough that friendship needs to be the primary focus to dating successfully before getting physically intimate. People often have sex way too soon before first becoming friends. In my opinion, most relationships fail because friendship was missing or lacking in the relationship. The, the deterioration of a friendship is what ultimately causes the decline of a relationship and the lack of sex between people. Okay, let me repeat this again. The relationship, the deterioration of a friendship is ultimately what causes the decline of a relationship and the lack of sex between people. Therefore, the number one sign of dating successfully is finding the right partner. The right partner is someone we can have a strong friendship with by looking for those friend qualities that we just talked about. We need to pick our friends wisely, especially ones who we want a lifetime partner with. So, remember, by being patient and taking your time to see if there's enough compatibility and becoming friends first, you will eventually find the right partner. Be sure to check out my book, Kissing Frogs No More. Okay? The book will talk more about how to find the right partner. It's a short read and I highly recommend it. So please check it out. You can find it on Amazon.com or find the link on my YouTube channel homepage. And you can see, folks, it's a short read. It's a very thin book. Okay. I like to write short books. I also like to read short books. I don't have the time to devote to reading a long book. So if you're like me and your time is precious and you enjoy reading a short book, please check it out. Especially if you are new to dating, or if you haven't had any luck finding the right partner, this book will definitely help you out. I wrote this book when I was single 9 years ago. When I was in the dating field and I was online dating, just like all of you, like most of you are. Okay, so I've learned a lot when I was dating, and I provide a lot of helpful hints in this book to finding the right one and the compatibilities that you need to look for as well. Okay, so please check it out when you get a chance. Secret number 2 to dating successfully: understanding the 4 stages of a dating relationship, excuse me. Okay, so now that we know how to find the right partner, it's equally important to understand the 4 stages of a dating relationship. Every relationship has its own pace and will vary. It depends on some factors, such as if it's a long distance relationship and the frequency of how often two people spend together. Um, these stages are just a general time frame for partners who see each other on an average of 2 to 3 times per week. The stages are essentially about getting to know someone well. Going through all the stages will determine relationship success. The 4 stages will be represented by 4 R's. Okay? Stage 1, R for romance stage. The romance stage is typically about 1 to 3 months. It's what I refer to as the romantic love stage of rose-colored glasses. One of the best feelings in the world is the feelings of being in love. The best love songs and chick flicks are about romance and love. We feel like we're in love. This person is perfect, and we somehow have so much in common. This is the period when those around us think we're too much because we're always kissing and being overly affectionate in public. Everything feels perfect, and he or she is the one. This stage is very tricky to navigate through. The emotions This stage is very tricky to navigate through. The emotions are running high, and we feel like we are in love and totally infatuated with the other person. They can do no wrong in our eyes, and let's face it, folks, love is one of the best feelings a person can have. They're powerful feelings that most often sidetrack us on building a friendship and blind us as we lose ourselves in the union. Let me say this again. They're powerful feelings that most often sidetrack us on building a friendship and blind us as we lose ourselves in the union. The romance stage is a stage where we should curtail sex until we truly understand who the other person is and their character, and establish if there's a real friendship and compatibility to go the long run. Okay, stage number 2, the reality stage, which is typically 4 to 6 months, is where the two people show their true colors, flaws, imperfections, and personality quirks. This is the stage where our rose-colored glasses come off. It's been it's been past a few months, and we begin to see our person for who they really are, their faults, annoying habits, strengths, and weaknesses. If two people are having sex from the romance stage, it will be very difficult to be objective and navigate through this reality stage, because both parties are so caught up in the lust and pleasure of the relationship and have already formed a premature bond that is based on the physical aspect instead of the deep emotional aspect. Let me say this again. If two people are having sex from the romance stage, it would be very difficult to be objective and navigate through this reality stage, because both parties are caught up in the lust and pleasure of the relationship and have already formed a premature bond that is based on the physical aspect instead of the deep emotional aspect. So both parties continue and press forward, magically thinking that their physical love for one another will somehow fix everything and they'll live happily ever after. On the other hand, those who have gotten over the novelty of the sexual part of the relationship may start arguing over the reality of all the things they don't agree on. And some, unfortunately, may choose to just end the relationship and walk away, very sad, because their dream of their version of the perfect one is now shattered. Especially nowadays, we've become a disposable society and treat relationships as such. So, as an example, if we don't like something we purchased in a store, we can just return it or throw it away, right? And this throwaway mentality, if we're not careful, can transfer into our handling of relationships. We must realize that people are not objects. They are more complex, and most issues and differences can be worked through and compromises to be made. Some people at this stage just break up because they discover the compatibility just isn't there and they would rather find what they consider to be the perfect one instead of learning the skills to resolve issues or compromising. We have a society now that has become somewhat narcissistic in the sense that people want what they want, have a checklist and rules a mile long, and expect the other person to fulfill that checklist. That's not realistic because in a healthy relationship, there's a give and take, and sometimes a compromise needs to be reached for the relationship to grow and thrive. Each person brings their own uniqueness, strengths, and weaknesses to the table, and both can learn tremendously from each other if given the chance to merge their individual uniqueness as a team in a healthy way. And that brings us to our third stage, which is resolution. Stage number 3, resolution stage, which is 7 to 9 months, is about resolving conflict, or what I refer to as resolve or dissolve, meaning the partners either need to resolve the conflict or dissolve the relationship. This is the stage where their differences are accepted, worked out, and or compromises reached that's fair for both parties concerned. Compromise sometimes means letting your partner have his or her way if that issue isn't that important to you, and vice versa. Or if both partners are feeling strongly and lock horns on an issue, that's where compromise is extremely vital to the success of the relationship. People need to realize that they can't have it their way all the time. There's an equal give and take between the two partners. A healthy relationship is made up of we, meaning individuals who intentionally operate as a team, not I or you, but we. So, again, this is why choosing the right partner and having a strong friendship is key to this resolution stage. In a loving and caring friendship, both partners value each other's happiness and well being and will strive to work towards a solution or a compromise that works in the best interest of both concerned. So it's a win win situation instead of one person being the winner and the other losing. I strongly recommend that couples at this stage need to experience at least 5 to 10 arguments or disagreements to see if they can communicate effectively and resolve conflict in a healthy manner. This resolution stage is what makes or breaks a relationship. Okay, and I just want to comment real quickly on this stage. Folks, if we don't take the time to get to stage 3, if we get stuck on stage 1 in the romantic stage and we're just head over heels and we lose sight and we rush into a commitment, okay, trust me, if you don't go through these stages, you will go through them in your committed relationship. Okay? And I always say you have much more leverage and advantage to working things out when you're in the dating phase. Okay? When you're with both dating, you have a lot invested already at this point. It's about 3 to 6 months, okay? When you're in the reality stage, you already have 6 months invested. Chances are, when you hit this resolution stage from 7 to 9 months, your partner will be more motivated to work things out with you, and you too, and you with them, because you've had almost 7 to 9 months invested. The problem is if you after the romance stage, the first 3 months, if you rush into marriage or living together, okay, you're not giving your relationship a chance to grow and to see if the friendship is actually going to play out to both of yours advantage. Okay. And so what happens with a lot of people, if you rush into marriage or commitment too soon without getting to know somebody and going through the resolution stage, being able to uh, have disagreements and arguments and resolve them in a constructive manner, okay, chances are you will go through it when you're married to the person or living with the person, and by then, a lot of people take each other for granted once they are in a committed relationship. um, it's not I don't agree with that, but that's just reality. Most people, human nature, once we are either married or committed to the relationship, we know that everyone's already living together. There's less incentive for one or both parties to want to work things out. So it's very important that we all have the patience to go through all these stages. Okay, the last stage, the fourth stage, is the ready stage, and this is 9 to 12 months. It's the stage where the relationship is ready for long-term success. Why? Because you now have real unconditional love where both of you accept each other for who you each really are and willing to work through your differences and resolve conflicts successfully together as a team. Both partners have learned to live in harmony by striking a healthy balance of fair and equal partnership. Congratulations to those of you who make it to this stage. Your relationship has stood the test of time and is now ready for a long-term commitment or marriage. Okay. Um, so that is really the beauty. If we can just hold out, have the patience to get through all the stages. And by the time that you can have um 5 to 10 arguments and be able to resolve them in a healthy way, that works for both of you. Okay. Then you'll set a pattern of that so that in the future, when you are in a committed relationship, you'll know how you'll be ready to be able to face whatever comes your way as a team. So this ready stage is really a great stage at this point that if you made it through this stage, chances are your relationship will survive and it will succeed in the long run. Okay, because it stood the test of time and is now ready for a long-term commitment or marriage. In summary, my hope is for all of us to take dating seriously by preparing to date successfully. Remember these two secrets to dating successfully. Secret number one, finding the right partner. And secret number two, understanding the 4 stages of a dating relationship. I want to encourage all of us to not be too hard on ourselves if we have struggled in our relationships. Relationships are challenging sometimes, but it's never too late to start anew and find love again. So I invite all of you to put the effort, time, and patience to date successfully. You deserve a life of happiness, and a fulfilling relationship is worth the wait. Okay, folks. Um, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think out of all my videos, this is also one of the most important videos I feel that everyone needs to watch and take seriously. Um, it will go a long way for all of us to find more satisfaction in our relationships and to build healthier, successful relationships. Okay, so if you like this video, please click like and click share. If you have any comments or questions, please put them below. And please remember to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of all my upcoming videos. So folks, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.